Hello, I'm Rebecca, better known as Becky with the good hair. Okay, so this video is basically going to be the first video that's going to really go through the process of something I've decided upon, which is VSG, and that is vertical sleeve gastrectomy. I kind of thought about it on and off about vlogging and talking about it and deciding on whether or not I'm going to do videos. And if I do videos, am I really going to have the guts to upload the videos and stuff like that? This is just kind of like a personal video. And I say personal because this is going to be the very first video, but it's going to get a little touchy because it's a lot of personal things I'm going to kind of touch on. Sensitive things. When I say personal, I mean sensitive. So to see if I can make it a little quick and not kind of draw it on out. Um, I have, I'm 33 years old, married with 2 kids. Um, I have an 11-year-old and a 5-year-old, so major gap there. Um, I have been struggling with my weight since I would probably say, since it's been recognizable to me to where I actually cared. I'm going to say since like high school, middle school, high school. I realized that I could not keep my weight down unless I was really active and stuff like that. So I made myself active in school. I joined after school programs and stuff like that. As a little girl, can you imagine? It was like, oh my God, I need to run track or something. And that's not necessarily like to run, but I wanted to like to run because I knew that doing something regularly like that helped me from gaining weight. I actually remember being like 12 or 13 and having a boyfriend, and he would tell me, oh man, you're getting fat. And if you can imagine being that young and someone telling you you look fat, it was kind of like, oh my God, I really like this kid. And he thinks I'm fat, or not necessarily fat, but getting fat is almost like saying you're fat. And it's funny because now when I look back at those pictures, I was a cheerleader and I was so slim. I was like 125 pounds. But people say I was getting fat. I'm like, oh my God, I was so skinny. But, I'm short. I'm 5'2". So anytime you put weight on a short person, you can easily look thick. But I definitely wasn't fat. So now when I look back, I was like, oh, he's stupid. But in my mind, it was just like, oh my God. It's just easy how people can manipulate your feelings. But anyway, moving past that. Always been unhappy with my weight, and I've tried every weight loss regimen. You know, if you are a person who's overweight and you're unhappy with your weight, I'm sure you tried, different diets, Slim Fast and Atkins and the high protein, low carbs, veggie diets, smoothie diets, nothing but greens and no meat. And 28-day challenges, 60-day challenges, or nothing but water and no sodas or fruit drinks. Anything you could think of. We went to the doctors, and I've taken different medications like Phenermine, Adipex. I've taken the weight loss thing, the HCG shots. You know how you do give yourself the actual hormones. Crazy, but I've did a lot of stuff over a period of time, and as I got older and started having kids, and this big gap between children has made it even harder for me to, you know, lose weight after having kids. And even the more and more as I got older, I never really like what I see when I look in the mirror. And it's funny because people tell you all the time, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so beautiful," and it's crazy. But if you ever been in that position to not liking what you see, it doesn't matter how many times people tell you you're beautiful, unless you really like what you see. It's kind of like a compliment, but in your mind and in your heart, you're just kind of like, thanks, but you don't feel the same way about yourself. And it's so crazy because you can have such low self-esteem at such an adult age about who you are. It does not matter. Like, there's no age on self-esteem. There's no age on loving yourself. And I didn't realize how much I disliked me. But it got to the point where I would, bypass myself in the mirror. I didn't want to go to the dressing room. I would go to the store and, it's like, do you want to try that on? I'm like, no, if I can't wear it, I'll bring it back. Because I just didn't want the sadness of me not being able to wear clothes. And I don't know, it's just the little things like that. But if you understand the process, or if you understand what I'm talking about, then you can relate. And I just remember just looking at different people videos who's going through VSG and other bariatric surgeries, and you kind of look for yourself in them and what they went through, and you're amazed by their process and all the weight that they're lost. But sometimes you want to be able to connect to people and say, oh my God, I absolutely felt like that. But I haven't been able to 100% connect with people. And I guess that's what the support groups are for. I haven't went through any support groups. I have not done anything yet. I have just made a decision. I finally got an appointment to see my surgeon and dietitian and meet everybody. And that's not until next week. So this is my very first video, just pretty much vomiting up my feelings, which I don't even know if I'm even going to upload this video, because this is just me in the raw. I'm the type of person who's very private, and sometimes being overweight is embarrassing. Talking about being fat is just embarrassing. It's just your emotions is on the table, and it's like everybody knows, can look at you and see that you're overweight, but actually coming out your mouth and saying it and talking about it is embarrassing. Sometimes it's kind of hurtful, and you don't want to talk about it because it's your truth. So it's going to take a lot of guts in me to do that, to talk about this. And I would love to see my growth, but from now and me getting the surgery and then going on, that's my, my hope. That's my dream. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I want to be able to relate to some other people and hopefully, be that voice of reason. Because I can only imagine kids who get bullied for being overweight, because I'm a grown woman and I don't even want to get bullied. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody talking about me, and I'm a grown woman. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff still hurts, because I'm unhappy. And that's when you need to do something. And I finally made a decision. Rebecca, you have got to do something. You tried this, you got that. And I've been complacent, and I've been sitting around, and I've been sitting here thinking about it. And it's in my heart, it's in my mind, but I have not been doing anything. So I finally started doing more research. And I guess I really didn't know about all the things that are out there. And when you think about going under the knife and somebody doing something to you, it's like, oh my God, do I really want to do that? That sounds pretty tough. That sounds pretty deep. But at the same time, it's like, well, you're unhappy. You are unhappy. You are overweight, obese, it's kind of like, the light bulb has to go off, and you have to realize that there are changes that has to be made, not only for yourself, but for your family, but for you first. So this video is for anybody who's like me. You got genetics, you got your family. I got a line of family members who are overweight, and they work out, they do what they try to do, but a lot of them are struggling just like me. Everybody goes their different paths, you know what I mean? And some people don't feel like they need to go, but they may not have the heart, they may not have the sensitivity, they may not feel as I feel when I look in the mirror. And that's absolutely okay. That's great for them. You know what I mean? That they don't feel as horrible as I do. But for anybody who's gotten to that breaking point, that they are ready to make a move and challenge themselves to do something different. It's a little fearful, yes. It's a little scary, absolutely. But is it possibly worth it to change your life? I say meet with somebody, talk with somebody, and find that support. Absolutely go for it. And that's what I'm going to do. So throughout this journey, I'm going to try to post and hopefully go through this process and be successful with it. And this again is my first video, so hopefully it gets posted and hopefully I'll have more videos to come, and I'll go through my pre-surgery and surgery and then post-surgery, and this journey will begin and have a happy ending, and continuous ending, because I know it's a lifelong story, and hopefully you guys can grow with me. I don't know, but that is my goal, and that's all I got. But yeah, all right, anyway, thank you for listening.